And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the group stage here, the group stage of Maestros of the game, round of 16, Group D. We just wrapped up with our first series. We just wrapped up with Maru versus Lambo, but now we're jumping into a PvP between herO and ShoWTimE. Again, all 4 players are in the same group, and this is a GSL format group stage here, where 2 players make it through, and 2 players are going to be eliminated. Let's go. So we do our PvP. We're expecting this to be a short series, I'll be honest, but an exciting and a spicy one nonetheless. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Gressvan, we have the German Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is ShoWTimE. Beautiful. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing himself, currently teamless. It is herO. Oh, they both have guitars in the background. Look at that. Yo, let's have a jam session. herO's is next to the shelf on its side. And ShoWTimE's over on the right. I think ShoWTimE's frozen, by the way. I think he's a little bit frozen. But here we go. We're jumping into a PvP. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in, and welcome on to Gressvan. Gressvan, one of the older maps in the tournament map pool. Bearing in mind that for this tournament we have an extended map pool, or we have replaced certain maps. As a reminder, we are not going to be featuring Ley Lines, Last Fantasy, and Torches. The 3 maps I just listed are removed from the map pool, and instead we have added Golden Wall, Gressvan, and another map, Sandworm as well. So 3 maps have replaced them. And some of them are maps from years gone by, like Gressvan. It's been many years since we've seen it in the map pool, one of the larger maps in the map pool as well. ShoWTimE opening up with a proxy pylon here outside of the bases. Not a bad location for a proxy Stargate. So we'll see if he commits into a Stargate or into a Robo. We'll see what he throws down as we're waiting for the Cyber Core to complete. At the same time, herO throws down his pylon in the main, checking ShoWTimE's vision. He has not actually gone for the probe scout, so 0 scouting out of ShoWTimE, and indeed, it is going to be that Stargate. Again, short rush distance by air. So proxy Stargate makes the most amount of sense here. A more common location is here, right outside the main, but it's a very obvious location. Fun fact, herO, no probe scout either. 0 probe scout out of herO here. He has no idea what's going on. He's playing blind, and as a result, he does open up Robo. So with a Robo opener, this is almost a blind counter to a 1 base all in. If ShoWTimE was going for a proxy gateway, if he was going for a proxy Robo, if he was going for a 1 base all in, then herO would be in a really good position against that. He's going for a 3rd gateway. herO, he's turning this defense into an offense. This is turning into a 1 base all in. So 1 base all in at a herO. The problem though is that because herO never scouted, he doesn't know that there's a proxy out there. He doesn't know that something's coming his way, and this Oracle has potential to deal critical damage. The Oracle has a lot of potential, as there is nothing at home to defend. Here he doesn't know he needs something. Adept shades into the bases and doesn't quite go all the way in. So here is still playing blind. You can see his scouts at nearby. His scouts see close by proxy locations. Backup pylon on the high ground. 3 stalkers in the main, so he does have anti-air. And so far gets 1 probe. Not quite 2. Oh no! He overextends. Yeah, ShoWTimE does overextend. Takes 1 massive volley to the face. Bit of miscontrol out of ShoWTimE. But thankfully, the Oracle does survive. And herO has momentum. herO, he now knows, oh, you open up proxy Stargates. I see. And it did no damage. Let's go. Let's just commit. Let's just send it. Prism is done. Remember, we have 3 gateways, so herO, he is ahead when it comes to the production. ShoWTimE, he's down a gateway. He's getting his own defensive Robo, but it's late. And the Stargate across the map won't really help too much. It takes so long to reinforce, to race back home. And herO, he's going for the kill. He can get the pylon. He can pick up the pylon. He can go for the gateway. As the Oracle still across the map, still isn't able to achieve too much. Yeah, depowers one gateway, kills the other. That means 0 production outside of the robo. A rough setup here for ShoWTimE, and herO, he expands. Crazy, he expands. He's not going for the all-in. He's now transitioning out of this, but he's already done critical damage as he's going for the second gate. ShoWTimE confirms a big scout. Big scout for ShoWTimE. So now he knows that herO is skipping warpins. He knows that herO, he isn't investing into an immortal. Down goes the second gateway. ShoWTimE down to 1. He's rebuilding both. Rebuilding his gateways. Now again, because herO decided to expand, that means he has no defensive immortals, which means ShoWTimE will have an immortal lead. True. And now suddenly the turns of tables. Suddenly herO is going to be the defender and ShoWTimE is going to be the aggressor. Sneaks out with the probe. Are we going for ninja base? Let's go. There it is. Going for the ninja expansion. So ShoWTimE, he is going to macro out of this, and we're going to get into a longer game. It's a messy start again. It's very messy. Oh, there's recall. Here he recalls back home, does lead out to 1 stalker. And oh, herO does catch the observer, the oracle even. Does catch the oracle, setting up behind this. And again, we're in a really awkward game state. I do favor herO just because he has more workers and he's mining more efficiently. ShoWTimE has a high worker count, but you can see here ShoWTimE is heavily oversaturated. So herO has a better economy. herO taking up into Blink already. He went Blink before he started Immortal production, so really solid setup here to herO. But herO doesn't really know at the niceties. Does see the workers, does see the transfer, but was he actually looking in time? He should try to confirm with that hallucination. Again, hard to say whether or not he was looking when the transfer was happening. As he's searching for proxies, ninja bases. Trying to figure it out. There we go. Does confirm. Sees full saturation. herO looks like he was cutting workers. Yeah, his probe count is lackluster. And ShoWTimE, he has 3 immortals already. Going into Glaives, going for a 2-base all-in. Okay. Setting up for that aggression. herO trying to move out. I mean, sure, he has Mass Blink Stalker, but he has to make use of that upgrade. Gets a couple of volleys off. I don't really see herO taking a head-on fight. But he can distract. Speaking of, he distracts ShoWTimE at F6 shade into the mineral line. You're moving in. Ooh, nice snipe. Takes down the Prism. Prism goes down. Picks off 1 immortal as well. Gets 1, gets 2 immortals. And going for 3. Yeah, very nice dives. Gets 3 immortals. Going for the 4th. Yeah, 4th immortal goes down. Again, ShoWTimE GG gets caught. He lost the Prism early. He could not micro, could not juggle back. And herO takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. This would have been a completely different game if ShoWTimE had saved that War Prism. That War Prism was the first thing that went down, and that meant that he could not save any single immortal. There was no micro there was no control. He had nothing to actually save to juggle back, and with that, herO had some incredible target firing, did snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. herO does take a lead in the series, and now we're getting into game number 2. But again, a very chaotic game 1 with the ninja base, with the attempted proxy as well. Very back and forth, which is what we expect between these two players. So now getting into our next game. Just catching up. These games still online, or are they at the events? Yes, as was stated earlier in the chat, there is going to be a portion of the playoffs that's going to be offline, but this is still the online portion. This is still the group stage, and the event lasts multiple weeks, so obviously none of this is going to be live yet. Only towards the tail end of the tournament. Apparently the final day of the playoffs. There you go. Final day. I mean, as you can see with the player webcams, like as you can see. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is herO. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the German Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. That's been frozen since the beginning. Well, I'll try to fix it. Can I? Will this work? Ah. Never mind. May have broken that. Well, we'll get ShoWTimE later. We'll get him. We'll get him. Hold on. I hope that we get some ShoWTimE later on in the group. For now, 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of ShoWTimE, 2-gate opener out of herO. Everything's looking normal so far. Last game, we had ShoWTimE go for the proxy Stargate, which in the end did not pay off. Did not pay off. The Oracle barely... It killed one probe. One probe went down to the Oracle. Outside of that, didn't really pay for itself. We saw that ShoWTimE fell behind tech-wise. He was being cheeky when it came to his ninja base, when it came to his natural, but herO was able to scout. Here, he was able to create an opening, and... again, he just ran with it from there. This time, herO going for a real proxy second pylon. Now, based on its location, it does look like a proxy Stargate. I'm a little bit surprised, though, because this is a very common, very obvious proxy location. As a reminder, when ShoWTimE went for his proxy Stargate, he actually threw down his pylon a little bit further back, say here, in this location, just because it'd be a little bit harder to scout. herO is being very brazen with his location. So, bold location out of herO. Cybercore is done. Stargate is on the way. You see ShoWTimE going for the pylon block. Alas, so does herO. Oh, okay. Interesting. We are setting up. As he revealed his this was a later pylon, I should say, as there's already 3 pylons back in for herO. Just now getting a nexus, and there's a higher chance that ShoWTimE will not be ready for this. Oh boy. As this proxy Stargate is hitting later than normal. It's going to be a later timing out of herO. Designed to catch his opponent off guard. As the Oracle's rallied in. From here, rallies in. Back at home, there is nothing to defend. We have 2 sentries. 2 sentries with a little bit of energy, and probes are going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. This is already getting out of hand. 7 probes. 8. Can we get it to 9? We're out of energy. There we go. 9 probes go down. The Oracle game very low in HP, but does get away. And that is critical damage. This early on for 10 probes to go down. And bearing in mind that herO does have an expansion himself. Oh, nice shade though. Very nice. It should not have happened. Yeah, probes are going down, but we have a second Oracle going into the mineral line. 15 probe kills. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE only gets only two workers. ShoWTimE, he does fall behind. Ay. Brutal start for ShoWTimE. Again, basically herO, he went for an inefficient variation of proxy stargates, in the sense that he had extra pylons back at home to make it look normal, to go for a delayed stargate instead to catch ShoWTimE with his pants down. And the pants were down. The pants were down completely. herO, he popped off. ShoWTimE's still image has returned. We got him. As herO still has that double oracle, dips in, gets one more probe, gets two more probes, but ooh, it will cost him one of the oracles. One oracle does go down. And behind this herO getting further ahead, getting a third base. Likewise, so is ShoWTimE. What I was going to say here is that there are possibilities. There are different ways, different avenues to recover here for ShoWTimE. One of said ways is if herO's too greedy, ShoWTimE can try to all in. He can try to go for a 2-base all in. But as we can see, ShoWTimE is also investing into an expansion. So ShoWTimE is going to try to macro out of this. Problem is that herO is keeping up economically. He's keeping up. Maintaining that lead. herO's catching up with Blink. Earlier Forge for earlier +1 for herO. Thankfully, it looks like ShoWTimE may have noticed the stasis trap. I'm hoping. So getting to our additional gateways, eventually into charge. Likewise, ShoWTimE going into its own robo. Into a delayed forge. As ShoWTimE at least does find the Stargate. Will finally depower. That does supply block herO, true. As herO's moving out, does have a slight Stalker lead. herO goes to the pylon. Dives on the main army. Boys are being pulled. With the help of the boys, ShoWTimE can hold on here, but at a cost. At a cost as is forced to back up. Stalkers they zone away. And from here they zone back. ShoWTimE will hold. And so far, a better trade for ShoWTimE. Takes down 10 Stalkers. 10 Stalkers go down, but did cost ShoWTimE workers out 6 probe kills. Had to pull the boys as well. And for the second game in a row, ShoWTimE is going to Mass Immortal with Glaive Adepts. So hyper-aggressive build out of ShoWTimE. This build doesn't really scale well into a longer game, so the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be for our blue Protoss. We'll see if we can catch herO out. herO is rotating. Gateway explosion for ShoWTimE. herO getting another base, getting a fourth. Oh. Nice bait. Baits out one of the stasis traps. reinforcements on the way. You're checking for the 4th. Thankfully, ShoWTimE does notice. He has the observer. Baits out the stasis. Here he has the concave. Here he's pushing into Immortals, which isn't going to be ideal. He's going to try to go for the Ivy. He gets one, but he has to get the hell out of here. Like here, he cannot push into this. Yeah, worst trade for herO. herO getting called out. He should leave. Yeah, herO bleeding out little Stalkers. Stalkers are falling. Nice bait, but herO still has to back off. Warping in additional Stalkers. Plus 2 is just not finishing. Yeah, just not finishing up. And here he cannot take a better fight. Catching out more depths. There's just one Immortal left with the main army for ShoWTimE. And herO does have charge. Here he's got 1,000 minerals. What's it? I was like a little bit confused. We're skipping warp-ins. The gateway count is at 11, so decent gateway counts. Does catch an Immortal, but here he has been missing warp-in cycles. That has slowed him down. And you can see just now trying to warp in. Boys are being pulled. herO getting desperate. Goes to the blink. And herO, he should be able to defend thanks to the probes. Dives on the prism. Prism barely goes down. And herO, he will clean this up. I mean, I say that. Adepts, they just go to town on those zealots. The Adepts, they pop off. Jesus, that's going to be 35 probe kills. And ShoWTimE takes a lead. He takes a lead. herO, he just had a really messy couple of moments here. Being unable to reinforce, didn't warp in. Lacking those charge lots, and herO, sure, he survives, but it costs him 2 full mineral lines. ShoWTimE just has to chill. Just has to chill, just has to calm down and get further ahead. Just get further ahead from here. Yeah, as hero's getting caught, and ShoWTimE can just dive. He can just dive. He can just chase us down. There's nothing to stop him. There's no Immortals, no Disruptor, no Dark Templar. There shouldn't be anything here for herO to actually recover outside of our positioning. So we're making a series out of this. We're making a series out of it. herO having a stronger start for sure. But ShoWTimE can just chase him down. And more Stalkers fall, and ShoWTimE, he should not stop. At this point, he can just push into the bases. I mean, there's barely any saturation to begin with. As ShoWTimE moves in, herO, his best chance here is the base trade. We have Stalkers on the right, Stalkers on the left. herO, he commits. There's the recall. Saves one. I mean, it is a nice move for herO, but he will not get the expansion. Nexus survives. You have plenty of adepts to defend. And herO just knocking down more bases. Nexus falls. ShoWTimE even. ShoWTimE next on one base, going for another. Bottom right is going to be shut down. And this is the final army of herO. herO is down to a handful of Stalkers up left. Main army gets a Nexus. herO's getting some damage. But ShoWTimE is coming back home. No. He comes back. Stalkers, they race home to defend as well. It is becoming more of a messy fight. As herO, he trades as best he can. Still down an army, still down an economy. And ShoWTimE coming in with the interception. Just ensuring that herO cannot escape. herO attempts to pull away. And again, that was the final army. We have a couple more Stalkers coming in. And ShoWTimE doesn't have a recall. So let's commit to another base trade. Let's go. Again, is the best chance for herO. Gets into the mineral line. Likewise, so does ShoWTimE. A couple of probes do get away. Now, in the midst of all this chaos, it is possible here for herO to actually make force mistakes out of ShoWTimE. If ShoWTimE recalls like a quarter of his army or a third of his army, then herO could actually win that fight. As ShoWTimE makes his way into the main base, and looks like herO, he's racing back home to defend. Going for the final blink. Gets on the Stalkers. herO still trading well, denies the warp in. Denies the warp in, and again, herO taking the best fight he could go for, even getting us around. Okay. Gets us around. Cleans up the Stalkers. herO, he's down to 2 probes, by the way. He's down to 2 probes. But the army, though, the probes, they tanked. herO, he blinks in. Down to 6 Stalkers against 7. Yo, herO. Nice pick. Also, remember his upgrades are better. He has +2. ShoWTimE has to pull back, and now he can pull the boys himself. And he does. Still bleeding out a couple of Stalkers. Nice target firing at a herO. And what you see is what you get. This is the final army of herO. ShoWTimE has the economy to actually warp in every now and then. Ooh, as herO's down to 3 Stalkers. Yeah, every loss is brutal here. He cannot afford them. He can't afford the losses. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, he will tie up the series 1-1. Whew, we are going to the ace match. GG. The end of that game was closer than it should have been. it was actually a very, very close, very intense couple of moments of that game where herO, he was able to reset the army and actually have a comparable army to his opponent. But again, herO, he had no economy. He couldn't warp it. He could not warp in. He could not reinforce. And with that, in the end, GG, well played. I'm going to say that it was a much stronger start for ShoWTimE, getting an earlier lead, getting early momentum, and for the most part, he didn't quite let it go. Able to just enjoy a better economy, better base counts. Again, herO, he unfortunately, when it came to that big fight on his side of the map, herO, he was not only just on the cusp of getting supply blocked, but also alas, he was missing warp ins. He was banking up over 1,000 minerals. So just really shaky play there out of herO. We got his hand up as we get into the ace match. Of course, it is very late in South Korea. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, I'm fatigued. Alright, it's only the second series. It doesn't bode well. But we gotta lock in. Lock it in, baby. Lock it in. Oh. Made it way closer than I ever should have. He did. he really did. I was very surprised by the fights that were happening towards the end. But here we go. We're getting into the final game of the series, the Ace match. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss. It is herO. Gotta lock in. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sentinels. It is a ShoWTimE. Again, the posture, immaculate. Oh, actually, sorry, I thought it was a still image. It's technically not a still image. It's just, you can see. It's just like, I was gonna say like a frame a second. No, not even. It's just very, very, very low frame rate. It looks like a little bit of buffering. Looks like maybe some latency issues or some connectivity issues. But every now and then, you can see the webcam being updated. Every now and then. Let's go. You can see the slight shifts. It's one frame every like 20 seconds. It's fine. It's fine. As for now, we do have our initial 2-gate opener. herO, he does hide his probe out towards the left-hand side. Oh, I should also... There we go. Flip the players around. As herO, he does hide his second pylon, but this is a fake proxy pylon out of herO. His goal here is to force an overreaction out of ShoWTimE. Checking ShoWTimE, he's in the main. He's in the main base, he's scouting for the pylon. You can see he's searching, he's looking. Checks further in the main base, checks behind the mineral line, but alas, the pylon is nowhere to be found. Is it real? Is it fake? We know the answer, but up to ShoWTimE to figure it out himself. Shows how good adepts can be in the right situation. Yes, adepts, they have their place in PvP. There's a reason why, if you recall, we mentioned how ShoWTimE was going for a very aggressive style. Going immortal adepts on 2 bases is quote-unquote all-in just because it doesn't scale well into a longer game. But adepts, glaive adepts specifically, they trade well against zealots. Against a charge lot follow-up here, as long as the Archon count is low. And if you remember, herO, he never got into Archons. He had Stalkers, Zealots, and even then, just a very few amount of Zealots as well. So, yes, it is common to see glaive adepts in PvP. Specifically when you go for that immortal style, like heavy immortal count into glaives. We've seen that twice now to ShoWTimE, both in game 1 and in game 2. Meanwhile, Stargate opener out of herO, Robo out of ShoWTimE. And again, this setup here is very safe, very defensive. If herO was going for an all-in, ShoWTimE would shut it down, but ShoWTimE thankfully does scout that there is a natural base, so he knows. Behind this going War Prism, not going for the immortal, and ShoWTimE is expanding. So coming into the early game, herO has the advantage. herO, he has a faster base, which means better saturation, better economy. At least it's leading into that sort of state. Oracle's moving out for economic damage. Speaking of economic damage, ShoWTimE likewise moving out as well. Moves out towards the main. Adepts say threat in the shade. So far the wall is solid. ShoWTimE holds. ShoWTimE holds. Oracle into the main base. Stalkers there. They can respond. Adepts say drop into the main as well. Probes are going down. So far, it's going to be 6 of 7 probe kills. 7 workers go down in the main base. At the same time, ShoWTimE gets a couple of probes in the main as well, but not too many. Better trades for herO. I mean, 9 workers. Also, because of all these shades, he does force a pylon to finish. So, ShoWTimE has to kill his own pylon. That was a bit of a waste. Phoenix will force a recall. And herO comes out with a lead. So, nice lead out of herO. Send your energy to light. No. I'm okay for now. I'm okay. But I'm definitely feeling fatigued, which means coming into like the 4th and 5th series of tonight's broadcast is going to be It's gonna be difficult, man. It's gonna be difficult. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Also, I saw that awful pun in the chat. I stand. SMH, my head. As here, just keeping ShoWTimE back. Oh, he misses the shade. It does commit in. Gets a couple of probe kills. That's 4 probes going down. That's going to be an expensive trade, though, because he will lose every single adept. Ay, ay, ay. ShoWTimE was able to save some probes with the prism. That was 5 adepts for 3 probes. And not quite worth it. And ShoWTimE is breaking out. herO getting into earlier blink. 3rd gateway on the way. Once again, going for a much more heavily reliant blink-based composition or stalker-based composition. ShoWTimE, I was gonna say he has the option to double down. His gateways are quite delayed, so now he's getting a 3rd gateway. No expansion yet. So looking that much more committed out of ShoWTimE. And he's pushing. And I believe behind this, no Twilight Council. Yeah, no Twilight Council, no upgrades, no Forge either, no 3rd expansion. 2 base all in out of ShoWTimE. He's going for the 2 base all in. herO back at home. He does have a shield battery at the natural. The 3rd base is exposed. It's all or nothing for ShoWTimE. herO. Shaz coming from behind. There's a lot of force fields. Catching out some stalkers. Very nice. Getting 4. And 3. Oh, never mind. Gets 2. As herO is forced to cancel, we have a wave of gateways on the way. 3 more gates in production. Last herO, he needs them now. ShoWTimE is slowly gaining ground. He's got that 1 immortal. Gets another stalker. Boys are being pulled. Nice lift. Takes out the prism, takes out the immortal as well. The immortal is going to go down. But still a brutal trade. Sphinxes are targeted. And we can see herO barely holding on. Barely does hold. Ideally, though, he cannot fight head-on like this. And ShoWTimE going for the Dark Shrine. Let's go! All on 2 bases. Remember, ShoWTimE, this was a 2 base all-in. It was hyper-committed. At least he did force a cancel out of the 3rd base of herO. herO now going for a ninja base instead. ShoWTimE going for a standard 3rd base timing. Ooh, and herO, he's going into Glaives. It's his turn. For the last 2 games, ShoWTimE has been going and embracing Glaive Adepts. This time herO is. As we mentioned before, going into Glaives, it's a little bit more of a band-aid solution. It doesn't scale too well into a longer game, but we haven't seen any longer games between these 2 players. It's typically been ending early. Speaking of, that's going to be another 4 probe kills. 4, 5, 6, 7 probes go down. Let's pick us out of herO. Let say shade into the main. Cause a distraction. Getting 9 probes. 9 worker kills in total. Now, does herO have detection? He has a robo. Observer's on the way. So detection will soon be available. First wave of DTs have arrived. Ooh, does spot the transfer. At that point, he knows. More probes falling. Where's the observer? Observer is now at home. This is brutal damage here. 8 probes going down. And we're still not done. Here, he is so spread out between these bases. Losing 10 probes. 10 probes go down. Nice snipe. Gets Prism. Gets Prism. Still lose the final Dark Templar. Still 12 probe kills. ShoWTimE hunting for an expansion. From here, he's that much more committed. Does have that one immortal. Does have the mass glaive adepts. Again, they also do well when it comes to tanking stalker shots. And it's all or nothing for herO. He's going for it. As herO pulls away, the longer this goes on, the better it is for ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE still just going Mass Wing Stalker. Good, depths dropping into the main. herO dropping in. Does force a recall. And we have Mass Adept on the left-hand side as well. ShoWTimE is in the middle, out of position. He's also going to go down. Sentries as well. herO going for the mineral line. I think it's 5. From here, he does get away, does escape. It feels like ShoWTimE, he should have had momentum earlier at least, but he's been stuck at home defending. Does finally catch some of these adepts. Oh, yeah, finally adepts are going down. They're falling behind a little bit here. Does have some immortals, but he is also heavily reliant on these adepts. Heavily reliant. ShoWTimE does move out. He avoids the main army. And do we go for the base trade? I think we just do. I think we just said it. We're going for the base trade. Now, coming into this, who do we favor? We have 36 stalkers for ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE essentially went Mass Wing Stalker. Mass Wing Stalker. With this, his army is more mobile. True, he's more mobile. He can hunt down workers. He can hunt down these fresh and fringe bases as well. And ShoWTimE is making a beeline for top right as the expansion. That's one advantage for ShoWTimE. On the flip side, though, herO, he has 3 immortals, and these immortals, they pack a punch. They do destroy buildings very quickly. Likewise, depths, they also eviscerate the mineral lines quickly as well. So it's going to be an immortal going down. I do favor ShoWTimE's position as he finds more bases, knocks them down. And here is just taking so long. He's taking so long here. Adepts are racing back home. With that herO, he will be able to defend. But he's going to be fighting without the immortals and without the stalkers. herO trying to shade in. herO down to 1 probe. 1 probe left. herO, he can afford a Nexus. Okay. Can afford it. As hero's being rebuilt, or he's being revealed. herO chasing down ShoWTimE. But he wants that head-on fight. Remember, herO, he has 3 immortals. If he can fight head-on like this, then herO will win the fight. It's on ShoWTimE to avoid it as best he can. ShoWTimE hides back. Behind this, ShoWTimE still has mining going on as well. Yes, this can still go either way. Okay, there is a world where ShoWTimE can just ignore this army and just go across the map for a counterattack. He's hunting for that main army. Trying to keep up. herO rotates. No major pickups. Models looking a little bit exposed. Tempting, I'm sure. Oh! Doesn't go for it. Not quite. Doesn't go for the dive. Here he's restarting his base. Next is on the way. Going into the main. Immortals are exposed. He gets one, he gets two. Massive pickups. He gets two immortals. He's gonna get all three. No war prison to micro back, and brutal losses for herO. That was the one thing going his way, and now ShoWTimE, he can just fight head on. He can just fight. He can engage. He still has to be so careful with his control. Kiting back. From here, he will overwhelm, takes on the soldiers. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, he will overwhelm the army. He will claim the series 2-1. He will advance on to the winners match. GG. GG, well played again. A very, very intense base trade twice in this series. And both times ShoWTimE, he had his own advantage in it, of course. We saw that herO, his main goal would have been to try to force a fight with his immortals or just commit to the base trade. We saw that the immortals were exposed. That was 3 immortals going down almost for free. So a very strong start from ShoWTimE to shut down any kind of momentum that herO would have had inside base trade. And with that, GG, well played. Overall, stronger or more solid play out of ShoWTimE. It was still very chaotic though, still very chaotic between ShoWTimE and herO. And with that, ShoWTimE does advance on. And that means we have our winners match. Up next will be ShoWTimE versus who? Versus Maru. Let's go. Let's to quickly fix things up. But there we go, ShoWTimE versus Maru. They're going to be facing off in a best of 5. Remember, best of 5, not a best of 3. Is going to be a longer series. Also, we're going to be going on a short break. I'm going to take this moment to splash my face with water. I do apologize if I was a little bit low energy or slurring my words in that last game. It is 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and we can make it, man. We can make it. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. See you soon.